What's going on, guys? It's Ample here. In this video we're gonna go over some aim training for today's Fortnite Training Camp video. We definitely need to work on our aim to improve our skills in Fortnite, so we're going to be using this map. I will put the map code in the description box below, as well at some point I'll put it at the top of the video. But to get us started, we're going to go to the edit and shoot. You'll see I select that, and then you can see there's recommended weapons. I'm going to be using the combat shotgun. I recommend you guys go ahead and pick that up off the wall. I'll be setting myself to invincible and then going to free play mode. Of course, you can do time trial once you get used to it, but for our purposes, we're just going to go to free play and use that invincibility. So the whole point of this is to simply edit the wall and then reset it and then edit it again and take a shot. So you're going to edit the wall, take a shot on your opponent, and then hopefully kill him. But if you don't kill him or eliminate him, you're just going to want to go ahead and reset that wall and re-edit it and take your second shot. You really want to get in the habit of resetting your wall in between your shots during this drill, so just take advantage of that throughout the drill. So go ahead, edit the wall, reset it, take your shot, edit the wall, reset it, and we're just going to keep doing this over and over again. I would say I spend around 5 to 10 minutes doing this. I would spend around 5 minimum doing this. It just really helps your edits warm up and gets your aim training up as well. It's very difficult for new players that are learning to edit to get used to aiming right after. And this honestly is a perfect drill because it's not just an orb, it's an actual like AI, so you have something to aim at that's realistic, as well as it is constantly moving around. It's not standing still, and it will be high, it will be low, it will be eye level. It really gives you an opportunity to really practice. You'll even have opponents set to run outside into your box after you edit the wall. So I thought that was really cool too. I've never had any training like that before, so really cool to get used to. So make sure you guys are going ahead and practicing this for at least 5 minutes. Set a timer on your phone, your watch, or just look at the time and try to do this for 5 minutes. You can look at the time on the Fortnite map and spend 5 minutes doing this for your aim training for today. We will have several other drills that we're going to be working on, but this is really something I like to start off with just because it lets me edit some, and I always like to practice my editing, and it also lets me train. Once in a while you'll get like a weird guy standing in the corner. You might have to go out and take him out, but overall this is pretty good. Once you get bored of this though, you'll be able to actually go to the beginning by emoting. So you can email and it'll take you back, and you can either go back to hub or play again. For me, I would go ahead and play again, and then I go to 1 HP and free play, and I'll do this as long as possible without dying. Unfortunately, I'm not too good at this. I'll eventually die really quickly, but this lets me know, hey, I'm actually improving and resetting the wall quickly enough. So I always do that for my last little round there, and I'll do this until I die, and then once I die I'll usually switch drills. So something you guys can go ahead and take advantage of for sure. So definitely recommend you do the invincibility to start out, and then for your last round switch to 1 HP. And then you'll see here I'm doing peek practice, which is on the far right. I set it to invincible again, and I always do right-handed peeks. If you want to do the other ones, of course go for it, but right-handed is the main one we want to be practicing on, and we want to be practicing our peanut butter edits here. You'll see this peanut butter edit peek is common. You'll see a lot of good players use this, and then the right hand side wall peek is a really good one. Now I am just moving on to keyboard and mouse, so I'm not too good at these yet, but you'll see that it's good little practice for me to actually practice using my WASD keys to move around. I'm used to using a joystick, so it's really interesting and good practice. I've noticed it really helped my movement in the game, so definitely recommend you go ahead and do these peek drills. It'll help with your aiming and just getting your peaks down pat. Again, same idea. I switch to 1 HP, and then I do the same drill over and again, hoping I'll be able to survive the round. Unfortunately here I die quite early on because of my impatience. You do kind of want to time the bot's shots if you plan on surviving. Now this one's really good. It's called Hex Fast Flicks on the far left. I really do like this one. I usually start with orbs, so I'll go orbs and start mid, and I'm going to go to free play, and then all I want to do here is try to shoot the orbs. As I shoot the orbs, more orbs will appear. You'll notice when I first start I stay really tight in my aiming, and then over time I'll gradually spread out my shots, not trying to hit the ones that are right beside each other. But at first I do start out with my shotgun. I'll use my shotgun for a while, get used to the feeling of that because it's usually more forgiving, and then I'll switch to my AR. And you'll notice I'm not ADSing, I'm actually just aiming from side to side using my cursor as quick as possible to get to the orb. And you want to look at the next orb as soon as you're done shooting so you can get to it, and really focused on aiming in. You're just practicing getting your cursor over the target as fast as possible with as much accuracy as possible. And I do this probably more than any other drill. I really love this drill for practicing. So if you guys are trying to get the most out of this training camp, this is definitely going to be my favorite aim one for you guys to go ahead and practice. So keep that in mind when you guys are practicing, that this is a really good map to start off with. Now you'll notice I do switch out after some time. I've hit like 242 of these. I'll actually go play again, and then I'll switch to far, and then I'll do free play again. Same idea. Again, you can do time trial once you get used to this stuff, but I do just recommend you just use free play. And I'm aiming in my sights, and then I'll stop aiming in my sights and just get used to the both feeling. You want to get used to aiming your sights because the ADS will feel a little bit different, when a little bit tighter when aiming down your sights for a lot of you. And then if not, you're going to want to also practice aiming without your sights. And further away, it can be a little bit difficult. Close can be difficult. It depends on what you're lacking on and your depth perception and stuff like that. So definitely keep that in mind when practicing these, that it's going to take some time to getting used to, especially if you're on console and you're doing these. It's really hard to do, so it just takes some time to get used to. So you'll notice that you'll miss a lot more often while doing these because aim assist doesn't really kick in. Now I do bots, and I start with medium, and I start with my AR, just trying to get used to shooting the bodies, and then I'll do the same idea. It's the same thing as hex flick, except I'm going for the bodies. I'm not aiming for the head too much. I do want to practice that a little bit more. You'll see I do that when I start aiming in my sight, because that is very important. And then I start doing it with my shotgun. I'm really focusing on getting that headshot. And this will kind of program your brain to actually shoot the body when you're actually attacking your opponent. Instead of shooting the body, you're going to shoot the head. So it'll train your brain to shoot the head of the target, I meant. So that's super important, and that's when I do the close range. I really focus on just hitting that top peak of the head when attacking these bots, and then I'll actually have the best chance of doing that when I'm attacking real players, because it kind of simulates a real thing. Your body's and brain is really smart. It will start to identify these shapes, and when you feel that reward center going off for hitting that headshot, your body's going to want to feel that, your brain's going to want to feel that, and you'll repeat that in the future. Hopefully that reward system is really intuitive, so you definitely want to practice feeling good about hitting your headshots and continually repeating that during this training. So you'll see here I'm doing the SS training, and this is very good. It's like tracking on a very slow scale, and this is really good because a lot of players have a hard time tracking, especially on console, when they don't have aim assist, and this is going to really help them. Even on PC, I found it was really helpful with that micro movement of tracking an opponent. Obviously players move a little bit faster than this, but that slow and steady pacing really gives you an opportunity. Also, you're kind of flicking to the next target popping up, so that's really good. You're kind of getting like a combo effect here, and this is probably, I'm gonna say, my second favorite drill here that they have for us at this training area. So I definitely recommend you spend some time here. Again, another 5 minutes. You don't have to spend crazy amounts of time. You'd be surprised. 5 minutes here, 5 minutes in the next one, 5 minutes in the next one. You spent like 20 minutes, 30 minutes practicing once you do that. So just keep that in mind. The SS tracking one is probably one of my favorites. I use the AR and I aim down my sight for most of it, because that's mainly when you're going to be doing this. And then just pick anyone. Find one that you think's fun. And I pick side jumps because I think side jumps are cool. And practice something different. Practice something you find cool. Practice something you find useful on this map. Anything on this map is going to help you at some point in your training. So find something that you can do and practice for your last little bit. Kind of reward yourself for all that work. But definitely make sure that you go ahead and practice the right things. Practice that edit and aiming course there. Practice that orb shooting course, and make sure you practice that tracking, and that will help you guys improve your aim in Fortnite for sure. It's definitely helping me on the mouse and keyboard because I'm transitioning, and I've definitely seen my aim improve over the last few days. So if you liked the video, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I hope to catch you in the next Fortnite training camp. Thanks for watching.